nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is Secret America, where media meets truth.
It's so secret we can't talk about it.
What does that mean for America?
Buckle up. As always, it's about to get real. Your Secret America hosts, Jack Danger and Jay Gatling.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Jack Danger along with Jay Gatling, and there is a lot to get to already. Let me tell you, what's crazy is one of the first things that I saw happens to be what happened in the 2008 crash. You remember the financial crash that kind of wiped out everything for everybody, and yet the government still bailed out the reason for the crash? I mean, they bailed out all these people. You remember that, don't you? What happened to you? Do you remember anything happening to you that time?
No, I mean, I was pretty secure because my job was pretty much recession proof, as we know.
That's true. You were a cop at the time.
Oh yeah, right in the middle of my career. But I do remember saying, like, especially with the car companies, a couple, like I think it was General Motors or whatever. I said, why don't we just let it go and let somebody who actually knows how to run the damn thing run it? But no, we had to bail them out. We bailed out a bunch of banks and stuff like that. I remember.
Yeah, well, it gets even more interesting because an interview just came out where Jeffrey Epstein tells you the real reason for the 2008 financial collapse. How would you like to hear that, Jay?
I'd love to hear it.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love to show it to you. So let me pull this up because this is very interesting. It's an interview that just came out, by the way, from 2019. 2019. And he talks exactly what you want to hear. Trust me. Here we go. I'm going to pull it up. Bam. Let's watch this. Here we go.
Enemy of the finance system was Bill Clinton. And if you ask me what and who caused the financial crisis, I would tell you it was Bill Clinton.
Because of what Bob Rubin and he did to the deregulate the financial system?
No.
Before he talks, I want you to remember, right now, we know that they let all the illegals in and gave them all this stuff. That way they could get their vote. Okay. Well, let me tell you something else. The 2008 financial collapse happened because they were trying to get illegals votes. Watch this.
Because as of the last time we had our 60-minute interview, you talked to me about home ownership. And you asked me whether everyone should own a home. And I told you, no, it's too risky.
So the financial collapse of 2008 is because of hardworking African Americans, Hispanics, and whites who wanted to have a ownership stake in the society that all rests on their shoulders. They're the culprits.
No, not at all.
Nope.
Okay, then
I didn't say they were the culprits. I was pretty clear it was Bill Clinton.
Okay.
Why was it Bill Clinton? Because Bill Clinton wanted to get votes from those people. And he sold them the idea that instead of renting in a house, and historically the values of houses have gone up, and he said, you guys in these local communities who haven't been able to afford a house before, I'm going to show you a way. I'm going to give you a way because I'm sure I'll get your vote.
So this is exactly what happened. Okay, apparently it was Bill Clinton, according to Jeffrey Epstein, who was in the know. This man knew everybody. So apparently it was Bill Clinton that caused the 2008 financial collapse because what he did was he gave illegals and a lot of low-income people subprime mortgages. You know, he gave them, even with people with very bad credit, he told the banks, lend to them anyway. And then what caused the 2008 financial collapse? It was mortgages that the banks could no longer handle. It was the mortgages that were defaulting on from the banks. And it was all these people that had no income. They were illegals or they were very low income people. He bought their votes with homes. So you're hearing this first right here on Secret America. In 2008, the financial collapse was caused by Bill Clinton wanting to buy votes. And it didn't, he wasn't buying votes in 2008. He was buying votes in the late 90s.
Yeah.
And that's what contributed and caused the 2008 financial collapse.
Yeah, correct. There's a subprime mortgage scandal. That's what happened. And it was done in the mid 90s to the late 90s. And it took about 10 years for it to, for the chickens to come home to roost. And that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. You had people that couldn't, they were basically going in and, hey, how you doing? You're breathing? Okay, here's your mortgage. I mean, that was basically it. There was no like safeguards or anything to do with income, nothing. It was like you said, just basically, handing out more, like printing mortgages, printing deeds to house. Here you go.
And it was to buy votes, just like they're doing now with the illegals, giving out all the benefits, which is going to collapse. Right. Oh, I want to show you something, Jay. This brings up something interesting. Take a look at this. Okay, this is all part of that. This is all part of that. I want you to take a look at this. This right here is a post where this guy right here is an economist, right? He says the Congressional Budget Office says to be prepared for a Social Security check payments to be reduced in 6 years due to low funds. It'll be an immediate 7% payment cut in 2032. Then listen to this, an average 28% benefit drop 2033 onward. People cannot handle that. They are on fixed incomes. I pay, that Social Security takes more out of my check than any other fucking thing, yet they don't have enough money. It's because the fraud is unbelievable. And I mean, there's thousands of people that are getting Social Security that live overseas. And I'm not talking about military people. I'm talking about actual citizens overseas getting Social Security. People that are 200-300 years old are getting Social Security, okay? And then you've got them giving Social Security to millions of illegals. And I'm not talking about just Social Security. It all comes from welfare, EBT, all comes from the same kind of fund. Okay, we're talking about trillions of dollars, Jay. And now they're going to say we're going to cut the Americans' funds who are paying for this shit instead of cutting the illegals.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's around the time I'm going to be eligible, Jack, and I paid a ton of money into Social Security. I mean, a boatload, like many people did. And I'm getting told now, I mean, they've been saying this for a while, right? It's going to go bankrupt. It's going to go bankrupt. Now they're just saying, oh, it's going to be cut by 28%. Hey, listen, and you just said it. When Doge was going strong, they talked about the 200 people that were 180 years old, the people that were 500, however old they were older than the country, literally, getting Social Security. And as you pointed out, you have the illegal aliens getting everything from this same pot. You have the government that raided it to pay for other stuff, what you're never supposed to do. Social Security is unconstitutional from jump. The government is not supposed to be in the retirement business. And this is what happens when the government does anything. It gets hit with fraud, abuse, waste, and illegality. And then who ends up paying for it? You, me, and every other schmuck that goes to work every day of their life and is told you're going to get something out of this. I would have rather prorate me right now, cash me out, give me what I can get. I'll turn that money they give me into $1 million by the time I'm 62.
Well, let me tell you, if they didn't force us to pay Social Security, you're damn right. I would just take the money out myself and put it into my own account. But they force you to pay it because it's how they launder and steal money. Yep. They steal money from the Social Security fund more than anything else because it's a fund that is basically replenished by you, so they can just keep stealing it. And that's what's happening. Don't let them lie and say, hey, it's been given out to too many of the people that paid into it. Hey, disability's taken too much of it. That's a lie. It's fraud and it's theft by those politicians, and it's fraud by giving it to the illegals. They are stealing your money. And get this, Jay. I looked this up for myself. You cannot sue them. If they take that money, if they steal that money, you cannot sue them for there being no money in the Social Security fund. You cannot sue them. However, I looked into this. They do have immunity for that. But what they do not have immunity for is lying to you. They lied to you about the reason of they lied to you that if you put money into this, and there is actual documented lies. Believe me, I looked this up. You can sue them for lying to you. They have immunity in terms of the funds. If it runs out and depletes, oh well, there's nothing you can do about it. But you can sue them for lying to you, for taking that money and then it not being there at the end. I looked that up. Believe me, you can.
Well, the whole thing's a lie. Listen,
going depleted. You can't.
Oh no, but the whole thing, all legislation like this, all these programs, I'm going to say most of them start out with the right intentions. And then what ends up happening, they always go to hell every single time. Look at Medicaid, Medicare. That's all this stuff that's unconstitutional. The federal government's not supposed to be in the business of retirement. It's not supposed to be in the business of medicine or insurance or anything like that. Okay. And Doge, remember how much they were flipping out when Elon said we're going to go into Social Security and start looking? Well, you can't do that. You're going to see Social Security numbers. What are you talking about? People that work in the government see my Social Security all the time. People in the bank see my Social Security number all the time. What are you people talking about? No, they were scared that he was going to find out just how much the number is, and it would just stagger people. That's what it is. Because we have been getting robbed. Not only is it theft when they take it out of your paycheck, because I never gave anybody permission to take that out of my paycheck. Neither did you or anybody else listening. That's number one. But the theft on top of the theft. So you have theft, and then you have more theft, and then you have more fraud, and you have more abuse. So it's just the amount of money, Jack, if we ever got the truth on Social Security alone, would probably just knock you down. It would probably, it's in the trillions of dollars. I would just, and that's just me. I'm not an economist. I'm just using common sense. Over how many years now, Jack? About almost 80, 90 years for Social Security? It's probably in the trillions. And nobody used to collect it, Jack, because they didn't live that long.
Nope.
Right? It was never supposed to be collected.
It was never supposed to be collected. That's why they made that age at the time that it was done. It was made the age of 65 because most people did not live to that age. So they wanted to steal your money. That was the original intent of the fund, was to steal your money. And they're doing it now, even though you can qualify it. They're doing it now. And let me tell you, they are going to continue to do it. And I told you this, Jay. If you take all the fraud, not the fraud from Americans or illegals, but the congressmen themselves, the theft from everything, 50 cents on every tax dollar, it goes to fraud. 50 cents. I'm talking about the sales tax. I'm talking about the income tax. I'm talking about the property tax. Every tax you pay, 50 cents of that will go to fraud.
I believe that. And look at all the taxes you pay on top of taxes. It's kind of like when you get your cell phone bill, right? And you got a surcharge and a this charge and that. I'm like, wait, what is that? Like, they just tax stuff on just to take another $1 here, another $2.50 here, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, this stuff's adding up. Add that up over years. It's a lot of money, and that's just minuscule compared to what the government does to us all the time. And it's a tax on what you buy in the store. It's a tax on clothing. It's a tax when you buy a car. It's a tax when you sell your house. It just doesn't end.
No, it does not. And speaking of taxes, Zorhan Mamdani, the man who said, that they were going to get free buses and they were going to get free this and they were going to get free that. Well, apparently there's not only is nothing free, but he's raising property taxes. Take a look at this. He is raising property taxes, and guess what those taxes are going to go to spend? $5.6 million for an Office of Racial Equity, $4.6 million for a commission on racial equity, $835,000 for commission on gender equity, $260,000 for the Department of Education Chief Diversity Officer, $301,000 for 3 Fire Department of New York Civilian Chief Diversity Inclusion Officers, and $118,000 for a Fire Department New York Chief Diversity Inclusion Officer. So he's raising property taxes to pay for that, Jay.
Here's the good news. He's not going to be able to, because the city council, I think, is going to stop him. And the city council is pretty messed up in New York City. Trust me.
I don't know if they'll stop him. You know the city council. Come on now.
Yeah, I heard I forget, might have been Sid Rosenberg. And he had, I think it was the head of the city council. It's like, it's not happening. We're not doing it. And they keep using it as like a cudgel to hit President Trump. We have an affordability crisis right now. We can't approve a 9.5% whatever rate on middle income people, whatever they want to say. However it is, I don't think it's happening right now, Jack, even though he doesn't, thank God, have that unilateral power. He doesn't. But what I always say, wait till after the elections, and I'm talking 2026 midterms, then you'll start to see some true colors come out from people, because it's election time, right? It's an election year. So a lot of people who like to do a lot of things will lay low and kind of lull you to sleep. And then all of a sudden, once they know they're okay for at least the next 2, 3, 4 years, they hit you with it. So just because it doesn't mean it ain't happening now, the fact that Zohran Mamdani wants to do that should be alarming enough to people. But I mean, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so.
You're not wrong. Zohran Mamdani is a terrible person. And, we warned these people that this shit was going to happen. Jay, you, me, everybody else, we warned these people that this was going to happen, but they didn't listen. They still voted for him anyway. But I got to say, what was their choice? Their other choice was a grandma killer, the guy who rounded up all the old people, threw them into a freaking a gulag at the nursing homes so they would all die together and it could cut them off of the American taxpayer. That's exactly what happened. So,
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
what's the alternative, Jay?
Well, you had Curtis Sliwa, who was the Republican candidate.
No, he had no chance in hell.
Well, the GOP in New York State is an absolute joke. It's a joke because they didn't put a good candidate up. Curtis Lee was a nice guy. He's given a lot of service to New York City. I applaud him for that. But he was never a great candidate, and they never tried to make him a better candidate. The guy's been running for mayor for the past 30 years, okay? But they've never done anything to help him. Then you had Cuomo, and then it was, just vote for Cuomo. I mean, it was such a mess. And now we're seeing the same thing happen with the New York governor's race. We could get into that a little later if you want, because this is absurd what's going on with that. It's almost like they're tanking New York on purpose, Jack, because they're going to fundraise off the outrage, as you hear coming from my voice right now. Listen, there's a lot of people in New York City, and I don't live in New York City. A lot of people in New York City who did not vote for Zohran Mamdani. There are conservatives that live there, everybody. Believe me, there are plenty of them. They're just outnumbered by a lot. That's the problem. They didn't vote for this, but they're stuck with it unless they can get out.
Yeah, it's the same thing in California. People are leaving these states by the droves, and then he wants to raise property taxes. People are leaving. I mean, U-Haul has never seen so much business, and he wants to raise property taxes to pay for gender equality and racial equality diversion officers. The man is out of his freaking mind. I don't understand Democrats. They are the worst. I mean, they are more hated than the Nazi Party, the National Socialist Party of Germany in the late 30s and early 40s. They are more hated than that party, Jay.
Yeah, and the scary thing is that they still have a chance to win at least the House of Representatives in the midterms.
That's our own fault. That is our own fault.
100%. It is. It's the Republicans' fault. And it's like, guys, this is, like you said, this is a party where if we had a true conservative Republican majority in the House and in the Senate, the Democrat Party would be gone. It would be gone because Trump's agenda, the MAGA America First agenda, would have been implemented. Our country would be in even better shape. Honestly, the economy, the shape it's in is miraculous how good it's in right now after what Joe Biden did for 4 years. This is still a Joe Biden economy, people. It's a year in, but it still is. There are things like, Jack, we talked about in the beginning of the show with Bill Clinton. That stuff took 10 years before the chickens came home to roost, right? There's stuff that Joe Biden did that has not come back yet. It will, but thank God we have somebody that knows what they're doing when it comes to economics in the White House right now and a good team around him.
Well, speaking of Joe Biden, he was all about censorship. That was one of his big things. But did you hear what France's president, Emmanuel Macron, did you hear what he said about free speech? He was caught saying what everybody in the UK, what the leaders, especially Keir Starmer, think about free speech. I want you to take a listen to this. All right? This is a really special thing that we caught him doing this, where he actually told the truth for 2 seconds.
You are for the free speech. Some of them claim to be in favor of free speech. Okay, we are in favor of free algorithm. Because, free speech is a pure if nobody knows how you are guided through this so-called free speech, especially when it's to be guided from one hated speech to another hated speech.
He said free speech is bullshit. Those were his words right there, Jay.
Yeah,
that is the thought process of the UK and why everybody is being arrested for social media posts.
Yeah, it's horrible. I mean, these people, listen, when they speak, believe them. Okay. Hate speech. I love that. Hate speech. No, is it hate speech because you don't like it? Well, that's what free speech is all about, guy. Free speech is for the things I don't like for other people to be able to say, right? That's the whole point. And Macron is going after Elon Musk in France. He's suing X. And there's somebody that came into the space, Jack, the space that I have that you come into frequently. And it was a woman from France. And she said that Macron is basically trying to really pull the whole England thing right now to really clamp down hard on X, because he does not want information getting out to people in France, the truth. He doesn't want any adverse or anything adverse to what he is saying even out there on social media. So he's just another communist, another Marxist, another, just like Starmer, just like the rest of them, Jack. And we talk about Europe all the time.
You're absolutely right. He is. And that's why the UK is in the position it's in, because they have people like this. These are your leaders saying free speech is bullshit. That's your leaders. So I'm going to show you something that's going to bother you. It's going to bother everybody that is in favor of ICE. Okay. The Minneapolis City Council is debating whether or not to renew liquor licenses for the local hotels that housed ICE federal agents during Operation Metro Surge. They said, we believe that a liquor license is a privilege and that privilege should be reserved for businesses who keep the public safety in mind. So they are saying, if you housed ICE federal agents in Minneapolis, we're going to yank your liquor license.
Sue them. They have to sue them. I mean, because listen, they're going to say, oh, it's our, we have the right to pull it. Well, pull it for what? I didn't break any laws. So until you make a law that says I can't house federal agents at a certain time, you can't just yank my liquor license.
Yes, you can. The liquor license is actually a privilege. It's not, they don't have to have a reason to yank the liquor license at all.
So zero reason, just because we don't like you, we're just going to yank and destroy your business? That's insanity.
They can do that, yes. Liquor licenses, yes. That's why a lot of states, like North Carolina, in North Carolina, you can only, no stores allowed to sell liquor. It's only the government's ABC stores, that ABC control board, that can sell liquor here in North Carolina. No private place can sell liquor other than maybe like a hotel or something. But I'm talking about actual liquor businesses. You can't do it. You can do it at a bar. But I'm talking about like having a liquor store. You can't have a liquor store in North Carolina. So like in this place, it is a privilege. They can yank it for any reason.
That's insane. That is crazy. I mean, I get it. You can yank it if they break a rule or if they're serving the underage or if they're going past hours. Okay. But because they served American citizens liquor, you're going to yank the license you gave them. I mean, that's insanity to me. That is crazy.
And they can. And they can.
I would still sue them. I would still sue them and I'd take my chances at that point.
I mean, you can, but it's going to be a big waste of money. God. Okay. Well, let me tell you. You know the reason that Americans live so much less, how the people overseas live so much longer, like in Europe, they live so much longer than we do. Mick Jagger, Keith Richards, you got all these people that live so much longer than Americans. It's because our food is poison. I want you to take a look at this. All right. This is just a short video that I want you to hear because this woman is from Switzerland. Okay. And I want you to take a listen to this. This is actually, it's pretty amazing right here. And she tells it, like it is.
I grew up in Switzerland and no one believes me when I say the American food system is rigged. I used to eat pasta, pizza, everything, and live the most sedentary life in boarding school ever. And I was skinny and fit and I looked great. Okay, then I moved to America, become so active. I became a runner. I started eating like gluten-free. Like I literally counted my calories and I gained 30 pounds.
She gained 30 pounds on this stuff, on Americans' food. It's not the European lifestyle, it's the food itself. The things that you see in America that's in the American food is banned in, most of the countries around the world.
Yeah. That's why the colors and stuff like Fruit Loops and stuff like that is nothing like you see here because they got rid of all that stuff.
That's why McDonald's does not serve fried nuggets in most countries out there. They serve nutritious salads and shit. Honestly.
Yeah, I've heard people say they've gone away to Europe and they've felt like they've eaten like crazy, but they still come back and they've lost weight. I've heard plenty of people say that. Well, I wonder if
people that were born there and lived there for even a short period of time live longer than Americans. Our food is actually poisoning you.
And I think something came out today that did not make a lot of people in the Maha movement happy. I forget the name of it. Glyco something in the soil that farmers
the Roundup. It's glyphosate. Glyphosate.
And they're saying this stuff is just poison. It's killing us. It's in everything. And even if we stopped it today, well, first of all, you can't stop it all at once if we even were to do it, because you'd put farmers out of business because they don't know how to grow food without it. Or number two, it's going to take you. It's in the soil. Well, it'll be in the soil till long after we're gone. So, I mean,
well, let me tell you, it's an ingredient from Roundup, the thing that kills weeds and stuff like that. It is a cancerous, a carcinogen. And the thing is, it's not in everything, but it's in wheat. And wheat is used to make bread and tons of other baked stuff.
Everything.
So
it's not in everything, but it pretty much is.
Well, if it's in wheat, it's in probably 75% of products.
Exactly right. That's the thing. I mean, we are when it comes to this stuff with food, and people are complaining. But let's put it this: let's try to take a win here. If it wasn't for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. being in the position he's in as HHS, we would be making zero progress on this stuff, and a lot of the stuff we wouldn't even know. We wouldn't even be aware of to know that the problem exists. So in order to actually solve a problem, you have to first know it exists and admit to it. At least we have that right now where people are actually talking about this stuff out in the open. So maybe we can keep the momentum going, and it's going to take time, but maybe our great grandkids can live in a more healthy country, when it's their turn. I don't know.
Hey, it's very possible. Let me tell you, I'm glad you brought up how good RFK Jr. was doing, because Trump is doing pretty well too. He actually recently, a Michigan factory that was set to shut down next month and lay off its entire workforce has actually been reportedly saved, after President Trump's tariffs pushed a Canadian company to buy the plant to avoid higher costs, keeping every employee on the job. This is according to Right Angle News Network. The Michigan factory is now being saved because Canada does not want to pay the high tariffs. So they bought the plant, and they're going to make everything at that plant in Michigan, and the employees get to keep their jobs.
That's a win. Take the win, because and let's we got President Trump's Supreme Court decision coming out soon. February 20th. That's tomorrow is the next opinion day. I don't know that they're coming out with the tariff decision tomorrow. That is going to be one of the biggest decisions, Jack, in our lifetime. That is a huge decision. That's
his only thing he can levy, for foreign policy, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge leverage. The things that he's done, I mean, with tariffing other countries, with making trade deals, with having manufacturing brought back to the United States, with stopping wars, with a lot of things. It's just such a huge power. It's a huge sledgehammer, because we are the world's biggest consumer, right? So it's a huge sledgehammer. It still is, and he's using it while he still has it. And if we just continue this, if we're allowed to, it'll remain a sledgehammer. But it was really kind of going away. And he kind of got at the last minute and said, no, it's still here. I'm going to use it. He said, what did he say the whole campaign? My favorite word. What was his favorite word? Tariff.
Well, let me tell you, it's funny because, he beat Kamala Harris to win the election, in 2024. But I want you to hear Kamala Harris's chance of winning the next election. Do you want me to tell you what right now is better betting odds? But according to Polymarket, there's something that's a better betting odds than Kamala Harris winning the election.
That the Easter Bunny is real?
Close. Actually, believe it or not, you are close. It is actually the odds that are better than Kamala Harris' chances of winning the election is the return of Jesus Christ in 2027. Those odds are better right now than Kamala Harris winning the election.
Well, I mean, listen, Jesus was real. We know he was a real person. Absolutely. But I mean, I would love for Jesus to come back. I hope that does happen.
According to happen before she wins the presidency.
Well, there we go. Well, good. Well, maybe it'll happen this next year or the next couple of years, because we need Jesus back in a lot of people's lives, to be honest. But that is Kamala Harris is the worst candidate in the history of the United States. The worst presidential candidate in the history of the United States, in my opinion.
Joe Biden was pretty close in 2024. If you want to count him as a candidate, my God.
Close.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead. Well, first, actually, I want to talk about the guy running for, we got something big we want to talk to you about the Prince Andrew thing. He was not arrested for why you think. Everybody thinks he was arrested for, because of Epstein's, ties to, the sex trafficking and all that stuff. That is not the reason he was arrested. And I'll tell you that in just a bit. But first, Jay, we got to talk about Bruce Blakeman. Okay. The guy that was running for New York governor. He is a Republican, a GOP Republican. And guess what he did today? He went on a live stream or a video or whatever the hell it is. And he said, wishing a blessed and peaceful Ramadan to all who are observing. Ramadan Mubarak. God bless you and God bless America. He literally went on and praised and kind of placated Muslims for their month of Ramadan. That's what he did. And that's suicide for a GOP candidate, especially in New York. We don't want Islam in America. We're sick of it. Why the hell would you do this? Oh my God, he's done. He is done.
That's why I'm saying it's on purpose. Bruce Blakeman, he's the county executive where I grew up. Currently, the county executive where I grew up.
Oh,
Bruce
wonderful.
Blakeman. Okay. Bruce Blakeman in Nassau County, where he is now the county executive, there are over 1 million Catholics. 1 million.
Wow.
Catholics in his county. And Bruce Blakeman doesn't even acknowledge Lent. Doesn't even acknowledge Lent, which was Ash Wednesday, yesterday, right? The start of Lent. The same day as the start of Ramadan, and he's going and giving a Ramadan message. I'm telling you, this is on purpose. My favorite saying, you can't be this bad by accident. It's on purpose. The GOP wants to fundraise off the outrage in New York. They have given it away. They just feel like they can't win it. So we might as well just throw it to the wolves. And along the way, we're going to piss people off. So they fundraise and they'll spend the money elsewhere. That's a theory I have, and I'm sticking to it.
No, you're absolutely right. But the thing is, I just don't understand why they would wreck their chances for anything. I mean, this is pretty much it. I mean, it's over for him. I don't see how he comes back for this. Even if he fundraises, how in the hell does he come back from this? I mean, it's over for him, isn't it?
No, I definitely think it's over. It was an uphill climb for him from jump anyway. I mean, we thought when Elise Stefanik was going to be the one that we had a chance with Elise Stefanik. Then all of a sudden, Elise Stefanik drops out. And Bruce Blakeman is endorsed by President Trump, and Bruce Blakeman's the candidate. I still don't know. Elise Stefanik says she wants to spend more time with her family, whatever it is. I gotta be honest. I don't believe it. Elise Stefanik would have had a real shot at knocking out Kathy Hochul. Blakeman was going to be a long shot, no matter what. His name recognition isn't the same. He's older. Elise Stefanik is a younger woman going against Kathy Hochul. I thought she could have had a more of the electorate on her side just by that alone. And I don't know, Jack. Like I said, I just think they're giving New York away. I don't think they care anymore, and they're gonna fundraise off the outrage. That's what. Watch how this machine is going to work now. You'll see. Pay attention to this because I think I'm right.
You're most likely are right. I mean, but I just don't see how anything could possibly I don't see how anything could possibly help him now. Okay, so let's what? Go ahead.
No, he's done. He's done. He's not winning. He's not winning. It's not happening.
No, it's over for him, and he ruined his entire political career for one quick I don't know what the hell he was doing. Anyways, let's move on. I want to go ahead and go to the Prince Andrew thing. Okay? So Prince Andrew was arrested, as you probably know, today. He was arrested today, and I want to show you something. This right here. First, I'm going to show you a quick video, just the beginning of the video, because it's a long one. Okay, and it is from James O'Keefe. He got undercover footage of the royal family advisor. This is the advisor to the royal family. Okay, I want you to take a listen to this. I mean, this guy is the actual advisor to the royal family. So, yeah, take a listen to this.
Prince Andrew, he was in the Navy. He was 250 days at sea. He never saw it from him. I was really pissed because he lied to me. Epstein. And then I did a big thing in the Daily Mail saying that I believed him. And then I found out he was lying. I was so pissed. No, he was underage girls.
Did you hear that? The royal family advisor said he was fucking underage girls. That is what Prince Andrew was doing. That's not why he was arrested, but that's what the royal family advisor said, Jay.
Where is that guy talking? It seems like there's people around.
Oh, yeah, he's talking to somebody.
Who? I mean, Wow. Well, what's his relationship to the prince? Because if he's a friend with friends like that, you don't need enemies. I mean, it's
No,
not
I
like
just told you he's the royal family's advisor. He's a consultant for the royal family.
Is he consulting them on how they just need to be ruined? Because who the hell is?
He said he said it out loud, and he shouldn't have.
That's what I'm saying. Like, my God, I'm glad he did. But yeah, if you're the quote unquote advisor, you kind of maybe don't want to say that stuff out loud ever. But thank you for saying it. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. I mean, hell, it unbelievable. Okay, so we know that the advisor said that he was fucking little girls. That's exactly what he said. Okay, and I want to show you. Everybody thinks that Trump was in it with Epstein and Prince Andrew, or at least the left thinks that anyway. I want to show you a video of Trump saying that Epstein is going to be Prince Andrew's downfall. This was in 2016 when Trump was a candidate for president in 2016. Listen to him.
You raised the question of Jeffrey Epstein in your remarks about in the Q&A.
Well, I think he's got a problem. I mean,
what do you think the problem will be?
I don't know, but that island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew. He'll tell you about it. The island was an absolute cesspool. So
he said Prince Andrew will tell you about it. So he predicted Prince Andrew's downfall right there. Right there.
Once again, Trump was right about everything.
Yeah.
Give him another win.
Absolutely.
Same thing. And these Democrats, I love the projection coming out now. Well, Donald Trump was accused of this. Ted Lieu coming out yesterday. Donald Trump was accused of raping girls and accused of threatening to. Wait a minute. Alleged to have done so in the Epstein files. When? Where is it, Ted Lieu? He's the only one that's called this stuff out, Jack. Donald Trump's the only one that has called this stuff out for a long time. Kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. Called him a creep. Told the FBI, good job, go after Maxwell. We've been over this, right? We've been over this. But it's just the same talk. Now this comes out. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter because you know what? The Republican messaging is just, it's bad. We got to get.
Go ahead.
No. What I'm saying is we're on the moral high ground here, and we still can't get messaging across as a party. It's really frustrating as hell. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it is. But we need to. What we need to do is actually. We need to take advantage of situations like this. I mean, this guy now, Prince Andrew, I mean, he's one of the big people that's on the left, the leftists, the globalists and all that. But I'm going to tell everybody the reason he was actually arrested. Okay. He was arrested for his ties to Epstein, but it was not because of fucking little girls, even though the family advisor says that's true. The Thames Valley Police hit Wood Farm, Sandringham with 6 unmarked cars, plainclothes officers. This was on Prince Andrew's birthday. Yeah. Today is his birthday. They waited until his birthday to arrest him. And I think that's beautiful. First of all, I think that's beautiful for what he did to those little girls. But I will say he was arrested for what he did was he shared sensitive information to Jeffrey Epstein about the British trade envoy. That's what happened. That's why he was arrested, for sharing sensitive information, kind of like a spy. He shared confidential information to Jeffrey Epstein about a British trade envoy. That is why he was arrested. It unfortunately does not have to do with girls and the fucking island. So unfortunately, it is not the first arrest of many for the Epstein thing. Todd Blanche told you that's not going to happen in America. So forget about the arrests of big people in America. It's not going to happen.
So it's really interesting, isn't it? He won't get arrested for hurting little girls or underage girls. He'll get arrested for damaging the government. Wow, that sounds about right, doesn't it? Jack, he was arrested on his 66th birthday.
Yes, he was.
Why don't we just add another 6?
Yeah, I think that might work.
666. That's interesting too to me. 66th birthday they waited for. Interesting.
Speaking of people that are not who they say they are, Jay, Tucker Carlson said that he was stopped by the Israeli government, there at the airport. He said that he was taken into the back room. They interrogated him. They did all this stuff in the back room. But I'm going to show you something, Jay. We actually have surveillance footage of this right here, of what actually happened here with Tucker Carlson. Okay, so this was courtesy of Ollie London at Ollie London TV. It's courtesy of him. We have actual footage of what really happened with Tucker Carlson. Take a look at this. This is him. And by the way, that's the Daily Caller. That's the Daily Caller's. What is it? It says it right here. Let's see. It was the Daily Caller. He was in the VIP lounge apparently. Yeah. And damn, lounge. Who the hell was it? Where is it? Okay, so it was the Daily Caller. I cannot find it, but I think it was the head of the Daily Caller or something that was with him is what it was. So check this out. This is what really happened during that airport stop. Look at him. He's taking a photo. Look, they're giving him the phone to take a photo with Tucker Carlson. Look at that. Was he rousted in the back room? Was this a scary thing for him?
That must have been right after the cavity search, Jack.
Oh, yeah, it had to be. Look, he picks up his jacket and he pieces it after they get the photo. Watch it one more time. Look at this. They take a photo. He takes a photo with them. Hey, can I get your photo? Yeah, we'll get a photo together, post it on social media. That right there is what actually happened, Jay, according to Ollie London and the surveillance footage.
Oh, wait, you mean Tucker Carlson exaggerated and actually just made a whole thing up in order to
He didn't exaggerate. He Smolletted this bitch.
He made it up. Yeah, he made it up. Was he getting a Subway sandwich, and was it below freezing or below zero in that room? And did the guys come out with nooses and say this is MAGA country? Because that's the only thing missing here. Very good, Jack. He Smolletted this whole thing. It's all about attention. It's staying relevant. It's all about causing outrage and clickbait. And we know what he is with Israel and everything, and he's just trying to get people riled up again. That's what's going on with Tucker Carlson. What a joke. We knew yesterday he was in the VIP lounge. This is a joke. He can we stop paying attention to Tucker Carlson now when he says something? Can we?
I mean, it tells you right there that according to that surveillance footage from Ollie London, I mean, if we're to believe that surveillance footage, now I will say it doesn't show the beginning or the ending of anything. So I can't confirm that this is all that happened, but I can tell you that based on the surveillance footage, it doesn't look like he did anything. It doesn't. It just looks like that they checked his coat. He took a picture with the guy and pieced it. That was about the size of it based on that video.
Well, Jack, if you were treated the way Tucker Carlson said he was treated in his account of it, like yesterday, would you be taking a chummy picture with the people and say, hey, come on, let's take a photo? No, you'd be pissed off.
Unless they forced you to, unless he said, hey, take this picture, or you're not leaving.
Yeah, doesn't look like that's what happened there. And
it doesn't, but I can't, again, there's no audio, there's no beginning and ending, so it's hard to tell. But based on that footage, it looks like it was a pretty amicable split.
Exactly. I'm going to go with Tucker Carlson made a lot of that, if not all of it, up. That's what I'm going to go with. That's just me. All right.
Well, I'm going to show you something good, something that'll make you feel good. All right.
Good. I need that.
Okay. So here's what happened. There was a school in Pennsylvania, Wilson High School, that was shutting down. That was actually having an anti-ICE walkout. The kids were walking out of the school because of ICE, just like all around the country. These idiots. These stupid kids walking around have no idea what they're doing, but their parents are filling their heads with bullshit. So they're walking out of the school on ICE. Well, get this. The principal went out there and he said, look, here's what's going to happen. If you do this, I'm going to suspend all of you. He said, I'm going to suspend all of you for walking out of school. This principal, Daniel Weber of Wilson High School in Pennsylvania deserves praise. Okay. He deserves recognition. He is a real man, and more importantly, he's a real leader. I want to show you what I'm talking about. There is video. Take a listen.
We'll go back to class and we're good. If you stay out here, we will get your names. You will be suspended. Okay? That is your option at this point, because you are operating outside the bounds of what was granted. That event was canceled. You left school without permission. Your rights do not supersede the school. So if you understand that, that is your option. If you wish to return, Dr. Damiani will let you in that door over there. If not, I will be getting your names. You will be suspended.
You will be suspended. That is a real leader right there, Jay. That's a man.
And he's taking a chance too, Jack, because he's going to catch hell for it.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. That's why I want to give him praise on this show.
Absolutely. And I'm sure he's going to catch hell even after now, because now it's out there, right? But I mean, I've been saying this from the beginning. If you leave school, you get suspended. If you are absent without leave, you get suspended. You get in trouble. And it goes for the teachers too. The teachers should be suspended if they have any part in this whatsoever. If they're encouraging it, if they're enabling it, if they're facilitating it, these teachers should be suspended as well. Your job is to teach kids in school. Our kids belong in school. They don't belong out on the streets protesting law enforcement or trying to get in the way of an active law enforcement operation or whatever these people are doing. They're putting them in harm's way. It's actually awful. These people should maybe be arrested for endangering the welfare of a minor, to be honest.
No, they absolutely should be arrested for endangering the welfare of a minor. I mean, it's crazy what's happening here, that they're allowing this kind of stuff to go on, and they allow it. They do allow it. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And most of the principals and teachers are too afraid to do anything about it because they don't want to get, in trouble, if you will. They don't want to get, chastised or anything, castigated or whatever it is. But let me show you something else, okay? I'm going to switch gears here for a second. The barrios and the slums in like Mexico and Colombia and especially Brazil, the little tin shacks that are, there's hundreds of them all connected together. The barrios, the little tin shacks, the slums, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Guess what? That's what's happening now in America. The illegals are building those barrios, those projects, little tin shacks, no windows, no nothing. It's just a tin box with a roof and a cutout for a door. And they are building the barrios here in America. It is happening in America. Take a look at this, okay? This is happening right now in America. It's turning into a third world country. It's turning into Brazil. Do you want to be Brazil? Because I sure as hell don't. I don't want to be Brazil, but take a look at this.
This motherfucker.
Look at these shacks up here on the right-hand side.
He said homeless what?
And on the left are barrios, like you would see what I'm talking about. This is what they're building.
Bottom parts.
Some of them are wood, some are tin, but it's like a makeshift house.
Outside.
And that's what's happening here in America now, Jay. In America.
Do we know exactly where that is?
Yes. It's happening in California, Washington, and Oregon. These are they're reminiscent of, like I said, Great Depression era slums known as Hoovervilles. This is also the Right Angle News Network, and they are happening in California, Washington, Oregon, and other places.
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, you can't bring everything from there here without here becoming there. That's it.
Absolutely.
That's it. It's that simple. Everybody that's watching and listening, it's that simple. That's what you tell people. I stole that from Andrew Wilkow. Great guy, right? Awesome commentator, awesome conservative voice. You can't bring everything from there here without here becoming there.
Absolutely.
That's it. And you're watching it in real time, Jack.
I mean, that's exactly what's happening. And America is falling. Nobody's doing anything. Okay. And I want you to see a video of remember when we talked about Zorhan Mamdani? And first of all, yesterday, I believe we showed the videos of when the ice melted all the shit that was on the sidewalks and the streets. It was actual poop on the sidewalks and the streets everywhere, not just one or two. There was, hundreds of poops all over the streets when the ice melted from the snowstorms. But that's not even the worst of it. We talked about the property taxes, how he's raising the property taxes to pay for all this crazy bullshit. Well, I got a video of an actual New Yorker, and I'm going to show you actually what he thinks about what's really going on.
Mamdani, this guy's been mayor of New York City for 1 month, okay? What he promised was a free bus for everybody, grocery stores run by the government for, poor people to get food, which is a good thing, I think, and that rent was going to go down. Those are like the big three things he promised everybody. So today he's got his first meeting with the city about the budget. And what he says is, I'm raising property taxes on everybody by 10%, okay? Rent's not going to go down, actually. He's draining $1 billion from the rainy day fund, which I don't even know what that is, but it doesn't sound good. And none of the free stuff that he promised is actually happening.
This is communism to a T. What they do is they promise you the world, and then when they get elected, they raid your money. That is what happens. This is communism, because what they do is they say, okay, the government's going to take control of things, and then we're going to grab all the wealth and we're going to distribute it evenly. But that's not what happens under communism. That's the idea, but that's not what happens. What really happens is they take the wealth, like they say, but they don't redistribute it to everybody. And that's why communism always falls eventually, because dictators have unilateral power in communism. And the mayor kind of has unilateral power. Don't get me wrong. The city council can stop certain things, but the mayor runs the police department. If he wants to do certain things, he can. He runs the New York City Army.
Yeah, 100%. That's his biggest asset in a bad way is the NYPD, because yes, the most unilateral control that he has over anything is the NYPD, which, as you just said, is literally an army. It's 35,000 people at this point. He wants to keep it at that level, even though they should have it at about 40. But what did Margaret Thatcher say? Socialism's great, but the only problem is you eventually run out of everybody else's money. So New York City's already out of everybody else's money. So he doesn't even have anybody's money to take. He's just going to cut everything. The rainy day fund, what he's talking about is he wants to cut the retirees, New York City retirees. He wants to he wants to raid like the health fund. And of course, it'll be paid back. It'll never be paid back. In the end, the people that are going to suffer are the people who signed on the dotted line and said, this is what I signed up for. And suddenly 10, maybe 5-10 years down the line, they're going to get their health care cut because of what he wants to do right now.
I got to say something real quick. You just reminded me. When we were talking about the Social Security stuff earlier, and I said you cannot sue them for not having any money in your fund. Okay, but I said you can sue them for lying to you, but I'm going to give you the exact thing that you can sue them for. There are many times throughout the history of the United States during the Social Security fund that the government, certain government agents and government have taken the money out of the Social Security fund to use for this or that, saying they would pay it back. It's a contract saying they would pay it back, and they never did. You can sue them for all that money, and I'm talking trillions, enough to give everybody their Social Security. So if Social Security is ever cut or runs out, Americans can do a class action lawsuit to sue them for all the money that they borrowed and never paid back, because they had to sign a contract saying they would pay it back. Trillions of dollars over the years. I promise you, go look it up. You can sue them for that, because that is theft. They promised to pay it back. They defaulted. We can take government buildings.
I hope it's that easy, Jack, but you know what they're going to try and do? They'll try to stall us forever.
Because I looked up suing Social Security because they kept saying, oh, it's going to run out by the time I'm 60, whatever. If it runs out by then, believe me, I researched the hell out of this, because if it runs out by then, I won't go after them for it running out, because you can't. They have immunity from that. What they don't have immunity from is all the money they borrowed from that fund and never paid back. So government, if you're watching this, you're going to be in trouble if that shit runs out of money.
Put your name, start it, start the lawsuit. Well, years.
If it runs out of money, I will. If it's cut, then I will.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rain is asking, can Mamdani be removed? We don't have recalls in New York. He cannot be recalled. We don't have recall elections in New York. The only way he could be removed is if he did something egregious, broke the law.
The city council could remove him.
Yeah, if he'd have to do something really wrong, wrong, and get caught and get proven to be caught. He's not going anywhere.
No, he's a leftist.
Yeah, the chance of Mamdani being removed is probably round up there with Kamala Harris winning the presidency. Yeah, Jesus actually has a better chance of coming back than Mamdani being removed, in my opinion.
He's not going to be removed. You're talking about a hardcore communist in a sea of communists. There's no way they're going to remove him. It's not going to happen. I don't care what he does. The man can actually steal. You can catch him in a bank robbery, catch him red-handed. They will not remove him. He is the quintessential communist, and that's what they want. Communism is ultimate power. It's ultimate control. It's you are my slave and I am the pharaoh. I am the king. That is what communism is, and that's why they want it.
Well, Jack, by the way, you were talking last night about the pharaohs be better than him.
Oh, absolutely. The pharaohs only charge the slaves 20% tax, but yet he's raising the property tax by 10%, which means it's probably like 30% by now. I mean, they are taxing you more in America than slaves were taxed in Egypt.
Yeah, and again, we talk all the time. We don't want to see universal health care in the United States. We don't want to see this stuff. We don't want the federal government doing all these things that they're not supposed to do because the Constitution says they're not supposed to do it, right? But we're not even getting anything. They're just taxing us for this. They tax us for that. They tax you when you die. They tax you when you live. They tax you when your parents die. They tax you when you sell your house. They tax you when you buy a house. They tax you when you buy a car. They tax you when you sell. It doesn't end. And what are we getting out of it? Nothing. We're getting told that your Social Security is not going to be there when you turn 62. We're getting told that, we have to pay for illegal aliens. We can't quite afford to fix that road. We can't do this. We can't do that. All we get told is we can't. And all we get is take more and more money taken out of our pocket. That's the problem.
And that's it. And they get the money. That's why they don't care if they're also taxed at the same rate, because they get the money. And Sherry said, I've known about the borrowing, quote, borrowing for decades. Thanks for proving it. Yes, they've been borrowing, quote, our money, trillions of dollars from the Social Security fund, and then never paid it back. So trust me, you can sue them for that. I looked up I did every possible research about how to get them back if they remove the Social Security fund or cut it. And believe me, they can be sued for breaching those contracts.
Yeah, New York State, the only good thing about here is the comptroller is actually a Democrat, because everybody is. His name is DiNapoli. He's the only Democrat I vote for when it's a statewide election, because he actually does a good job running the pension fund. And the pension fund cannot be rated because the New York Constitution prohibits it. Thank God. Because if they didn't, that mayors or governors or whoever would try to rate it just like they do in other states. And again, never pay it back. Ever.
Everybody raids the pension fund. See the Teamsters. Everybody raids the pension fund. And I will tell you, go ahead.
No, I'm talking about government officials.
Yeah, of course. But I'm telling you that there are so many leftists and communists in New York that it wouldn't be hard to change the Constitution, get that out of there.
You know what? It would be. Here's why. Teachers union. The teachers union would never allow it to happen. Trust me. That's the same. You know how left the teachers union is. You know how many teachers get pensions in New York? A lot.
I know, but they would promise those teachers the moon. They'd say, hey, we can double your pension. Trust me, leftists will believe it.
I don't know.
They're gullible. They believe anything.
There's plenty of teachers, and I know there's plenty of teachers. I know this because I have a lot of them in my family as well. There are plenty of teachers that are either middle or they're a conservative, and they keep their mouth shut because they have to. But it just won't happen. That's what I think I could put that up there with Kamala Harris not getting being president again. The pension fund in New York will not be able to ever be rated by a politician in my lifetime, Jack. In my lifetime.
Is that a fact?
Yes.
Well, I can tell you right now that that's not a fact. You're obviously lying.
No, I'm not. I'm telling you.
I'm just joking.
There's a lot of political clout in a lot of unions in this state. That's the thing.
Well, the teachers' unions are horrible. They're horrible. They do the most. Not all teachers' unions, but let's say California's teachers' unions are absolutely deplorable, man. They are the deplorables, not us.
And there's a lot of good teachers in these horrible unions.
Yeah.
There really are.
And they can't do it. It's just like there's a lot of great conservatives in these blue states, and they're handcuffed by this shit.
Exactly. It's kind of like you have to start small. I forget who I was talking to, and I said, if you want to kind of make a dent, try and maybe run for a union position, a lower tier union position. Maybe you get in. It's hard, especially in a teachers union.
Oh yeah.
But maybe that's how you start to kind of creep in. And I'm talking a long-term plan here. I'm talking 20, 30 years. Yeah. It's going to take forever, because guess what? The Democrats didn't get here overnight. They've been running this game for 120 years. That's why they are. AOC didn't just show up and oh, look at this communist who's going to be in power. No, this has been going on for 120 years, and AOC is kind of like the end game kind of thing. So is Omar. So is the whole squad, all of these people. It's kind of the end game for them. That's why it was so important for Donald Trump. Like you said, Jack, he saved the country just by winning, because they were right on the goal line ready to score that winning touchdown.
Yep, just by winning the election. If Donald Trump literally did nothing his entire 4 years, just by winning the election, he saved America. Just by winning. Because Kamala Harris would be the president right now. If you think, this is not good enough, this is not good enough, this is not good enough, imagine if Kamala Harris was president, how not good enough that shit would be.
I'd rather not. But you're 100% right. It would be over by now. We're a little over a year in. You would have had another 10 million people over that border within that first year. 10 million.
Oh, absolutely.
10 million in 1 year.
Absolutely.
Guaranteed.
Oh, yeah. They'd still be streaming over. Let me tell you real quick, though. Speaking of streaming, X sucks. That's the end of the show. X sucks. Now, No. X, I mean, my God, we had 2 unbelievable episodes with Representative Tim Burchett and Roger Stone. Tommy Robinson, he fucked us. But we had Roger Stone and Tim Burchett. And, those were not streamed on X. They were live on X. They were live streamed, but the video does not post to the page. So we have to use our main accounts to, copy the link and post it. And then nobody knows where the hell it is because it's not on the account that it's supposed to be. X sucks.
Get it together, X, please. Get it together. You're killing us. Come on.
Absolutely.
And it's not just us. It's everybody that's trying to do shows like this and getting hurt. And it's just not right. Come on. Get it together.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So, I think we've solved all the problems we can for one day, Jay. For Jay Gatling, I'm Jack Danger. Thank you for watching Secret America X.
You've been listening to Secret America.